The Killers of the Flower Moon is a long movie. It's 3.5 hours, but it's not slow. Sure, it's not got the kinetic, swinging camera work that we would associate with Scorsese's most famous films like Casino or Goodfellas. This is a movie about a different kind of crime. It's not a movie about emotionally unstable people who have no problem resorting to violence because they can't control themselves. It's about a long con. It's a different kind of crime movie. It takes the time to paint the picture of the society, to paint the dynamics of what's going on. I think when watching it, you share some of the horror that the participants feel for what's actually being perpetrated upon them. Leonardo DiCaprio stars as Ernest Burkhart, a World War I veteran who visits the Osage Nation in Oklahoma after receiving a job offer from his uncle, played by Robert De Niro. DiCaprio's performance is interesting because he's not really playing an evil man, just a weak man who becomes evil due to his weakness. He gets a job driving for his uncle and meets a local Native American woman called Molly, who he ends up marrying. But Ernest doesn't realise he's part of a larger scheme set up by his uncle William Hale, who is engineering multiple marriages between local Native American women and white men that he recruits in order to benefit from the oil rights that the Osage Nation has. As it says at the beginning of the film, in the early 1920s, the Osage were per capita the richest people on Earth. So in a lot of ways, this is kind of like a slow motion horror movie. The viewer shares the unfolding realization of what's happening to the local Native Americans, shares their kind of sense of powerlessness at what was going on. I think it's clear why Scorsese was interested in this movie. He's always made movies about crime, and he's always made movies about men as well, but never in a way that was this kind of intimate. So in his movies about Italian, Irish gangsters, they're members of the community, but in this movie, they're marrying the people who are also their victims. So the book on which this was based was focused on the policeman, played by Jesse Plemons, who investigated the crime. But the movie very much focuses on Leonardo DiCaprio as the husband and Lily Gladstone as the wife. So it's kind of the phone call is coming from inside of the house kind of situation, which I think a fantastic decision because it makes it feel much scarier and much more unsettling. To see the way in which Leonardo DiCaprio's character callously treats his wife and either naively doesn't understand or chooses to close his eyes to the scheme of what his uncle is doing. In some ways, it's quite reminiscent of Henry Hill in Goodfellas, a character who doesn't quite belong to the community that he's in, searching for a place to belong and never really finding it and destroying his life in the process. In the supporting cast, Robert De Niro is very good. He has this very gentle grandfather persona at the beginning of the movie, and over the course of the 3.5 hours, the mask literally slips. De Niro acting through his face, giving a sense of intellectual rather than the physical menace that he might have done early in his career. Also, Jesse Plemons, playing the FBI agent investigating the murders, is very good. I kind of prefer seeing Jesse Plemons playing a good guy. I think he's overdone the psycho roles in recent years. The negatives, I would say, yeah, Scorsese is definitely interested in men, and those characters feel a bit stronger. So the Native American women, led by Lily Gladstone, very quiet, very calm, very scared and unsettled as the horror of the situation that they're in grows, but they feel very passive. Maybe that's a cultural thing, maybe that's how Native Americans choose to appear to outsiders, I'm not really sure. There was also a couple of good scenes with the Native American men. It would have been interesting to see a bit more of their reaction, how they were dealing with it as well. So yes, it's long, but it's well worth the watch. Thanks for watching.